So you've heard the saying, what goes up must come down. But you might also heard the saying, try again. In other words, keep pushing for the things that you know will work and that are great ideas. And that's exactly what Airspeeder has been doing. Hey, hello, how are you? Hope you're doing great. I am Burke and you're watching Road Odyssey, so welcome one and all. And of course this is about Airspeeder, Formula One flying car racing, hopefully in the future. So this is organized by Airspeeder, who has been put together by Matt Pearson, and he is doing everything he can to get this thing off the ground and running. So, as I alluded to in the intro, they've had their ups and downs, no pun intended, but they are persevering. Like I say, nothing comes easy. You got to work hard for this stuff, and they are certainly doing that by adding new technology and adding great team members to their overall design and plan of this thing. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I just want you to know that all the pictures and videos having these 4 slashes, that is the Airspeeder logo. And so when you see the upcoming pictures and such that have these 4 slashes, be aware that they are probably coming from the Airspeeder.com website. A eVTOL, or eVTOL, is a electric vertical takeoff and landing craft. For Airspeeder, it's something that has the power to revolutionize passenger logistics and even medical transportation. Airspeeder's desire right now is to bring us closer to the future of racing. Airspeeder's mission: competition accelerates progress, or our mission to build the future performance flying car will define a new mobility revolution. Airspeeder is trying to leap into the future. They are beginning the first Grand Prix for flying cars, or another term for it that they have said, the Formula One of the skies. The Mark IV is the flying car, or eVTOL, produced by Alauda, who is the manufacturer sister company to Airspeeder. It'll have 6,000 RPM from 8 motors, 2 blades per motor. Top speed of 160 kilometers per hour, or very close to 100 miles per hour. The kilowatts power is equivalent to 450 horsepower. Weight is a major factor, therefore they're using the latest carbon fiber composite technologies, quote unquote, to ensure maneuverability, speed, and safety. The weight is 400 kilograms, or approximately 887 pounds. Because these things are flying in a very limited space and they are very maneuverable, they really need to have a lot of good safety features in them. And right now, we're looking at about 22 sensors in these things. These sensors create a virtual safety force field, partly based on radar and LiDAR. So here's a little more about Airspeeder's growing pains in the past and how that's propelling them towards improving their product and making it safer.
But what actually happened was we got it up a platform which we'd flown before and it crashed. And we're like, it's a bit weird. So we just kept reverting to more basic systems and it kept on happening. We ran through we actually found the one in the flight control which we thought was it, but it wasn't it, but it could have been something else. And nothing was making any sense. So we came back here to test some more things out. We've been testing all morning and we just had our test.
Then came the little more recent crash that really mattered. In 2019, the AAIB, Air Accidents Investigation Branch in Australia, looked into a Mark II crash. This crash was the result of the pilot losing control of the craft while doing a test flight. And this thing went 8,000 feet into controlled airspace, putting it in the path of other aircraft. So they concluded that the crash was caused by the link between the pilot's control and the craft just getting lost. And the reason might have been between either distance or RF interference, radio frequency interference. Here's what the AAIB had to say in their video.
Soon after takeoff, control of the aircraft was lost and the unmanned aircraft entered an uncontrolled climb at maximum power. Operation of an independent kill switch had no effect and the aircraft continued to climb for 4.5 minutes, drifting with the wind and reaching a height of approximately 8,000 feet. It infringed controlled Class A airspace at a holding point for flights arriving at Gatwick Airport before its battery depleted and it fell to the ground. It crashed in a field of crops approximately 40 metres from occupied houses and 700 metres outside of its designated operating area. Thankfully, there were no injuries. The investigation identified a wide range of factors that made an accident more likely to occur. The aircraft was not designed, built or tested to any recognisable standard of engineering or airworthiness. The investigation found that the operator did not appear to have any knowledge or understanding of airworthiness standards. And the aircraft was not designed with features to enable the pilot to monitor the speed or height of the aircraft or to ensure it stayed within the safe operating zone. The operating safety case presented to the CAA contained errors and inaccuracies which were not identified before the exemption to the air navigation order was granted. A physical inspection of the UAS by the CAA before the accident flight would have provided an opportunity to identify shortcomings in the design and construction of the Airspeeder and confirm that the UAS met the requirements of the exemption. The Airspeeder had not been fitted with systems described in the operating safety case, so did not comply with the conditions of the exemption granted by the CA before the accident flight. The operation of the Airspeeder during the accident flight breached the conditions of the exemption granted by the CA for the flight. The exemption was subsequently removed. As a result of this investigation, the AAIB is today making 15 recommendations to improve safety and ensure that an accident like this doesn't occur again. In addition to the recommendations made, both the CAA and the operator have sought to learn from this accident and have implemented a number of measures to improve safety. A recommendation is made to the operator to ensure that it designs, builds and tests unmanned aircraft in accordance with appropriate standards to ensure the safety of those who may be affected by their operation. And recommendations are made to the CAA to improve its regulatory oversight of unmanned aircraft systems.
Aerospace Technologies article from March 8th, 2021 said that Airspeeder will be using AI to help juggle both the safety concerns of motorsports and the aviation industry's strict regulations. This AI technology will help ensure that Airspeeder's racing mode will be safe for spectators, and it will need to comply with the aviation authorities' regulatory measures across the different countries where races will take place. Because of Airspeeder's crafts being able to perform rapid hairpin turns and other dangerous maneuvers, Alauda, who is manufacturing these flying cars, has partnered with the cybersecurity company Acronis. Acronis will help ensure the safety during these races. This company will incorporate machine learning, radar, and LiDAR technologies to create virtual force fields, otherwise known as collision avoidance systems.
The levels of safety that we now have in the powertrain has just gone up by magnitudes, so we're monitoring things so much more closely now.
All systems are monitored by telemetry. This means that the crew operating the vehicle are immediately alerted to any issue and can take the appropriate response to land the vehicle in a safe location. The controls required to deliver this level of functionality are very complex and require a rigorous level of testing to verify the function at a subsystem level.
It looks like Airspeeder's safety issues are getting resolved and getting resolved well. especially when you begin looking at all the new team members that are coming into alauda and into the Airspeeder organization. Judith Griggs has been a longtime executive in F1. Some of her functions will include presenting Airspeeder as a sporting entity. She will make commercial relationships and negotiate with host nations and cities. Brett Hill will be using his aerospace experience from working at Boeing and transferring other disciplines, including military testing programs, aerodynamics analysis, and structural analysis of advanced composite structures. Therefore, he'll be leading teams of specialists that will be able to handle aerodynamics, structural analysis, flight controls, telemetry, and production. Matt Rogers comes from the eVTOL company Vertical Airspace, acting now as the head of composites. Matt has senior level technical motorsport leadership experience that has come from Williams Racing, Renault F1, and Formula E. David Waring, he brings with him a vast amount of experience from development of hyper and luxury performance cars, combined with a racing background at Tom Walkinshaw Racing. David will be incorporating what he has developed as a system-based approach to powertrain development, which supports multi-layer redundant architecture, maximizing performance. All right, that'll do it for this video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Y'all are great. Thank you very much to all the subscribers of this channel. Y'all are wonderful people. And thank you for all your comments, good or bad, doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, a lot of the negative or challenging comments, I really do appreciate. There have really been some great comments that get me thinking about different things. So, hey, say what you want and enjoy yourself. So, y'all have a great day. Relax. Take it easy. All this is in fun. So, just have a great day, and I will see you later. Bye.